The context of what Pio said
Alright.
can be easily misconstrued. It was like, vigils will turn to night shift.
All we talk about is religion, churches, and it is like a norm in our society already. But honestly, why is our generation so unhappy? Are you happy?
Thank God.
Welcome to What? What is happening on Twitter? I'll bring you the latest buzz from Obasanjo's internet. And you know what it is. I am your host, Spike. The
And I'm
man.
Naomi. Yummy.
How are you now?
I did like daily.
One of the major tweets that hits the internet this week
Yeah.
is this tweet from Rich the Kid that says, but honestly, why is our generation so unhappy? Are you happy?
Thank God.
But wait, what is
Thank
happiness?
I'll say I'm joyful.
You're joyful.
I think happiness is more finite or finite,
Mhm.
than joy.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
joy
that's
is
true.
more, so
It's a certain and like, I mean, when is there
happiness just comes
for a short period of time.
It's like,
But this person is saying, we are not even having that short moment again.
yeah.
Okay, so there is a reply from Dumb Tweet. It says it's Aisha. She's Aisha. She says salary don't match cost of living to education. Doesn't guarantee you a good job. Everything is so damn expensive.
Okay, that's the beginning of human frustration, because I mean,
Human frustration or Nigerians frustration.
human, all of us, at the end of the day, we strive to make sure that we work.
Okay.
We go to school so that we would get good jobs, and we just want to be able to afford the kind of lifestyle that we can live stably with,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
Then let's not bring it down to Nigeria, a third world country. Some people will beat me for saying that, but yeah, a developing nation that a developing nation that is getting worse by the minute, getting worse by the day. How do you expect, especially the people of this generation, to be happy?
And it all boils down to our president.
Kawasaki for president.
We're having a lot of problems now with the presidency. And the real truth is that Northerners are saying, we no do again.
Who would do before?
Northerners are
They should do
saying,
that.
they are hell bent on saying, and you know the funny truth in Nigeria is that the Northerners determine the election in Nigeria. I will say this.
I was just about to say that, because when people were sort of predicting how the elections in 2023 would go, people were hoping, right, that by some sort of miracle they would vote Pio, right?
Yeah.
But then it shocked everybody.
I mean,
that Pio won in Lagos and then lost in
he had a very good number in the south here.
yes,
But it was a different story
in the north. And what cost it?
it?
1 row of Gino sachet tomato
I
and
ain't
1
saying that.
bowl of rice. That's
I'm
what
not
cost
saying
it.
that.
I'm saying
Yeah,
it.
but for you, yeah.
But
I
now
know.
their eyes are opening and they are saying that what?
And see these tweets from Ugly Manny. Ugly Manny says, the Northerners are gradually seeing the light, but it is quite too late.
Is it late?
It is.
The truth is,
It is.
I think we cannot just say it's late per se. It's one thing for Northerners to say, oh, we're not going to vote Tulumbu in 2027.
T-Pain.
It's one thing for them to say they're not going to, and in that time
actually
again,
do
1
it,
sachet of Gino and a Congo of rice. What's to say to
Because
not
I
work
think
as
poverty
bribe?
is really, really, really a factor to
Exactly. And it's like
during elections.
they will take what they can get quickly and will still vote this man again if we're not careful. These people need to really be educated. They need to be educated on how these elements work and how they should not be able to sell their. Do you think they did not do bribery in the East? They did a lot of bribery there.
Yeah.
They did. But some of these people collected the 1 sachet of Gino and this thing and still
and the
voted
rice,
who
yeah.
they had in mind. That's what I'm saying. If the Northerners really want to say this, guy, they
really
have to stand
on
by
it.
it. Collect the bribe, collect it, then vote who they your mind.
Talking about election, what do you have to say about Trump's victory?
My guy. my guy. Let's not get into that.
You've always been on Trump. Congratulations to that.
Congratulations
old man.
to
But talking
Power
about
to the
our own
people.
election, when can we have credible elections like they do in the West?
Who says it's credible?
I mean, to a large extent.
They are still trying to rig it. They still try to rig it. They tried to rig it. It just did not work. Because then the people that are meant to be concerned are really concerned, and cheap bribe will not work for them. Because if Auntie Kabbalah had won this, US people will go out to the streets to fight. It's not gonna, we know that they rigged it. We know it's not going to be like our own Nigerian protests where anyhow like
you guys, they will not tell you, let's meet in court. Let's meet in court. Talking about court, something happened recently.
Yeah.
Where we had minors tried. Maybe I now understand the frustration of Northerners. Why they said, nah, we are not doing this again. Now let me give you a backstory to that.
Okay.
It happened, trended recently on Twitter. You say, after the mass protest and togetherness of Nigerians since October 4, 2020, NSAS protest, the government had since then felt threatened by the unity of Nigerians. The August 1st hashtag End Bad Governance protest stemmed from Nigeria's growing economy hardship and hunger, which resulted into the death of over 20 people, countless injuries, and over 1,000 arrests. Over 70 minors were arrested and incarcerated for over 90 days in the End Bad Governance protest, aged between 10 to 17 years. 10 to 17 years.
I heard about that. I didn't pay so much attention to it because like a lot was going on the internet, and sometimes it can just feel like an overload of information. Right? But it's really sad to see that we don't even have, let's even say you want to truly say that these children did something wrong. We don't even have a proper juvenile system that is accountable for children. Instead, you kept them in jail. Even the average person is supposed to have access to bail, like after a very short period of time, like of being in jail, not prison, right? But you kept children, children.
Funny how these children, minors, were actually exercising their legal rights. They were actually see these tweets from Sports Doctor. It says, in a country where we have leaders who stole billions walking around freely, the Ahmed Bola Tinubu administration jailed this kid for participating in the hashtag End Bad Governance peaceful protest.
Even if the police chose to arrest these children on that spot, if we have a government that is sane,
I mean,
the next thing for you to do is tell them to get those children out and back to their parents. Like the average Nigerian, and I'm talking about the average Nigerian, is getting below poverty line. The average Nigerian is sending their child out to the streets to hawk and not to school. Now, these children themselves might even be the only supporters for their parents so that the whole family can have food, and you kept them in jail. What are their parents supposed to do? People that cannot even afford to eat food, are they the ones that want to come and be fighting in court for their children?
Have you forgotten about the senator that got a 500k bill charge? The one that assaulted the driver.
Okay, the driver,
he got a 500, and these minors are getting 10 million naira each as a bill charge. I mean, how do our politicians sleep at night? How do they sleep at night?
Peacefully, I'm sure. Peacefully, God. I'm sure. I hope one masquerade somewhere is busy flogging them inside their dreams because they deserve it.
I have another idea about this Northerner thing, and I don't really want to get my hopes high. Sincerely speaking, because I know how much the structure in the North influences the election in the North.
True. That one day.
And also you can trace it back to their religion. I'm talking about religion.
That's why their government and courts is even structured differently from the rest of Nigeria.
So I'm not having my hopes high about the next election. That they will have a free mind to freely elect whoever it is that they feel will take us out of. And talking about the religious influence, do you think is one of the reasons why Peter Obi didn't win the election, because he's a Christian?
The thing is, Nigerians are extremely sentimental.
Okay.
So, tribe, religion, those are the things that the average human being feels is their makeup. So if I'm to introduce myself, once somebody hears my name, Naomi, like, oh, are you a Christian? Automatically, people already identify. If I introduce myself as Hassana, People automatically, oh, okay, you're Muslim, right?
Yeah.
So it's ingrained in our identity, and because of how sentimental we are, it's very easy for us to want to pick sides with people that we feel share the same ideals with us. So I will not discredit that as one of the factors as to why Tulumbu.
The name of my president is
Tinubu.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
He's your president, true.
He said that
Anyways.
Tulumbu.
But I will not discredit that as one of the reasons why he won in the north.
Okay.
Of course, I was not raised there. I did not live there during the election, so I do not know. But I can obviously imagine one imam, and again, this is an imagination. Before you come and beat me, I can obviously imagine one imam saying, "He's our brother. He's our brother. Just because he's Yoruba does not mean he's not our brother. We worship the same God, one Allah."
Wait, but Naomi, wait. Even this religion discussion that we're having, do you know that the Christian came for Peter Obi recently?
Yeah.
They came for him big time. Big time. And what did he just say? What did Peter Obi say? Okay, see this tweet from Clinton COD.
Yeah.
It says, all Peter Obi is saying is that we put too much time in relying on God to spiritually solve problems that can easily be solved physically with brains and manpower.
Yeah, I think we should actually watch the video to give people context.
Is attractive, yes. Politics and church. You need to dismantle it. And we're going to turn night vigil into night shifts so people can be productive. I go to church, I believe in God.
Yes.
But we cannot have people Monday to Friday be in church morning and night. No. If I go from here now to my house, the only signboard you see is signboard of churches. You go to the east, it's burials. That's not the country. If you go to any other country, you see products.
So we just saw Peter Obi's video where he talked about religion.
Yeah.
Not religion, basically.
No.
He talked about vigils.
I would say religiosity. I don't know if that's a word.
Okay.
Right? And do you know that politics in itself can be a religion?
Really? No.
Basically, following something with passion.
Yeah,
so
with
when I
your
say
heart.
politics can be a religion, I'm referring to the fact that, according to what Pio said, Nigerians are so distracted with the ideas of what they can get from those systems of politics and church.
System of belief.
Exactly. Those systems of belief that they pursue so much. They are so obsessed. It's to the point that it's a distraction. So yes, I totally get Peter Obi. I totally get him. And to a very large extent, like 90%, I agree with him.
I actually agree with him on 100%.
I know.
Because this man said the truth. He spoke about banners where, like, if he's going from there to his house, he's going to see banners of programs. It is the truth. If you see billboards I don't want to use Lagos as an example.
On an average street. Just
average
on
street.
the average street.
Is it that a burial poster or a program poster or a crusade poster? What are we producing?
The funny ones are those church banners that will say, Church of Mighty Working Wonders God, who is a miracle.
Program title.
3 days, 7 days, they'll go for it. If it's at 5 a.m., Nigerians will get there. How many Nigerians actually show that much dedication to get jobs?
All we talk about is religion, churches, and it is like a norm in our society already.
But now, this particular Peter Obi's opinion, there was some backlash to it. There was this tweet by Joshua Mike Bamiloye, where he spoke about how it's like they've made churches. He said something like, let's just read the tweet.
All right. So he says, so now vigils are the reason Nigeria isn't productive. Boy, the mentality of blaming church attendance for Nigeria's problem is very misguided. One, and at best, an insult. Vigils are commonly held on Fridays right before the weekend. If you want to be productive, why not ban recreational events, comedy shows, concerts? In fact, ban every social gathering. Really?
That's why I said 90%, because the thing is that part, hold on. The context of what Pio said can be easily misconstrued. Because then, it was like vigils would turn to night shifts. Obviously, everybody is quick to jump to conclusions. And it would have been wiser, especially as somebody who is a public figure, for him to have gone to watch the entire video
Podcast,
right before like making that conclusion. But there's also the perspective of the fact that cutout was most likely made intentionally to provoke certain opinions and certain thoughts, and to give room for people that are anti-church, so to speak, to express their anger, express their vexation.
Yeah, because you always have that set of people that always want to talk down on anything
on anything that has to do with the church or anything that has to do with Christianity.
Even religion now.
Yes, exactly. Even religion now. People that believe in no God and all of that. So it gave them room. I feel like it was crafted for that particular audience to say, yes, you see, even one of your leaders is saying this. And so I think that was why my grandmother was quick to jump to the defensive that how would you say that night vigil is one of the reasons why Nigeria is not productive today.
But I think Nigeria always want to pray their way out of
situations. That one is fact. It's fact.
So I mean, I agree with PO 100%. I'll still say this and say this again, because actually, if you listen to, I didn't even have to wait to watch the full video.
To me, that
because
clip itself made sense.
It made sense. This guy is saying, okay, you guys, you do a lot of religion. You will there's at the end
a lot of politics.
You do a lot of religion, you do a lot of politics. These are things that people cash out from without giving back to the society. Yeah. Yes, we know that churches give back to the society. They do their
that
normal.
People don't even hear about.
Yeah, do you understand?
Yeah.
But the truth is, what these people that are attending these churches are really not doing anything.
Many times
and they want to pray Nigeria into prosperity. You hear funny how the first lady and someone wants to lead one national prayer for Nigeria, blah blah blah. I mean, we are so religious in Nigeria that this guy is coming out to tell us.
The thing about human beings is we always look for something that would give us hope. Especially a delusional nation like Nigeria, where nothing seems to work.
I like what you said. Delusional nation.
Yes, where nothing seems to work. The easiest things that seem to bring hope is what they would hold on to.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that video, that podcast, what Peter Obi was referring to, the people he was referring to are actually those people that are not actual Christians. They are religious people. They do. And the reason I say this is because religion is not just Christianity in its sense. Politics in itself is actually a religion. Yeah. Politics is a religion, because a religion is basically a set of beliefs that you hold on to and follow steadfastly. There are some people that politics is their church. That's where they do their money. In fact, do you understand what I mean? Yeah. So at the end of the day, he's referring to people choosing to hold on to certain sets of beliefs or doctrines that they feel would work for them, or will be their miracle, or the thing that will open doors for them, without actually doing the work or putting in the work.
These same religious people are the ones that will expect money without working, and they'll
pray, God, I need a miracle money. They want to open their wardrobe and just see bundles of cash.
Raise up your phone now. I will pray and you get an alert of.
Thank you.
You guys are criminals, like Peter said.
Exactly.
And for real, a lot of things need to change about our mindset in Nigeria.
We need a reset.
I mean, they should look at other points of views from other people. We are used to a certain thing that is not working for us so far.
Yeah.
Look at other point of view.
Be
open-minded, and let us try and see if at all that would change.
It boils down to how we are raised. So we need a society that doesn't just raise people to say the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah.
Or doesn't just raise people to by say I mean recite the Lord's Prayer or to recite the grace, right? We need a society that when they are saying the Lord's Prayer and say, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. That it does not literally mean God will give you bread. You gotta work for that bread. He does not reward foolishness, right? We need a society that teaches people that God is not a sorcerer or a magician. I mean, like if you're going to be a Christian, teach people what it really means. That people need to actually work.
Teach people the actual truth about religion and spirituality.
Yes, teach them the difference.
We've had enough of dramatic
Religion and spirituality are not the same
dramas
thing.
that don't definitely
They're not the same
dramas
thing.
that don't lead us anywhere.
Yeah.
This guy is telling us the truth. Funny how I even saw a trending video of Fashola where he has said this before. Now it look like okay.
Fashola's one was even more offensive. Oh. it was more offensive in the
Fashola
sense.
said that we will thank God for everything. If we pass, we will thank God. He said enough of it.
His own was more offensive.
His own
but
was
people did
more
not come
offensive.
for him.
Hey, na APC man, don't worry yourself. But yeah, people have a lot of beliefs. People hold on to so many things.
That's the truth about this thing. I know that some people will watch this thing and they will listen to this conversation that we've had, and they will say, "Oh, there is no God." They say, "You're lying to yourself." All of us pray to something, one way or another. If you don't pray to God, you pray to Allah. If you don't pray to Allah, you pray to Buddha. If you don't pray to Buddha, you pray to Shango or Oshun. If you don't pray to that, you're praying to your job. If you don't pray to your job, you're praying to the universe.
Cool. Can someone pray to me sex tips?
That one day.
How can
The thing is that
I believe that guy has a fetish for.
It's a proper fetish.
How can you have 400
when
videos?
Something occupies your mind and you serve it to an extent, it occupies his mind, occupies his person. The mind is very powerful. Everything that we do starts from the mind. So that's what I mean by occupies his mind, to the point that his entire belief system is centered around, I want to watch myself please different women in all shapes and sizes, the pregnant, the unmarried, the married, the big, the small.
Let me bring the gist to people. Okay, so something hits the wave
of
days
the
ago.
internet. Yeah.
A businessman in Equatorial Guinea. Is he a businessman? A minister?
Yeah.
He's a civil servant.
He's both.
And a businessman in Equatorial Guinea, Baltazar Ngonga, engaged in sexual activities with over 400 women. He took Solomon Challenge
very seriously, bro.
Man left Hallelujah Challenge. I was doing Solomon Challenge like, you, Solomon, I will break your record.
I will break your record.
And that's not the funny part. He had sex with his brother's wife and wives of dignitaries.
The thing is that if we're to look at this from the I'll not call it superstitious, the Nigerian in me, right, would be like, this has got to be jazz.
How?
Because no, like in the sense of how were you able to convince it's not just 400 people sleep with 400 women though. People sleep with 400 women. How were you able to convince your brothers? Well, I mean, this thing happens in real time. I mean, there are cases of that, but I don't know. I pay attention to my environment a lot, right? And if, for example, you toast me, then you toast somebody that I know, even if I'm not friends with them, I know them.
Just the fact that you know
that body language, it will show. So is it that these women, because I'm not, even if half of them were stupid, the rest of them were not, they would have sensed that it's like this man is doing multiple. Did you see the picture he took with people in his office? That they identified like
They
identified like at least 3 women in that picture. So they all knew. Except you are a stupid person and you're clueless, you're not sensitive to your environment. You would know that, okay, this is community penis. Literally. Not nationwide.
Do you get
penis.
Not a community? Nah, that's weird. And talking about this guy, there's this tweet I saw from John Dido. He says, on the man from Equatorial Guinea and the scandal, most of these women knew he was recording them and he did not release the tapes. I doubt he will be prosecuted for anything other than losing his job. He may not even lose his family or marriage.
You'll be ostracized by society to an extent, but the thing is, he's a man, so you still have a softer landing. Obviously, in this kind of situations, they usually have that benefit of
So you're saying he's not losing too much in all of this that is happening.
He will lose opportunities
compared to
the women. Right, compared to the women, because then people say, "Oh, you people are criticizing the man for sleeping with 400 this thing," but isn't not 400 women? Although it's not necessary. They said 400.
Criticize the man?
Wait, they said
people
praise the man. Oh, but a lot of people also criticize him that because he's someone in a public office, you're supposed to live up to a particular standard of life. But the thing is, and people are like, "Oh, what about the women? That cheated on their own husbands?" That's
the conversation switched so quickly from the man
Yes, and to the women, like really quickly, people do not even waste time to start talking about that. And while that is reasonably true, to a very large extent, it's the two people that did it. That's why whenever people have conversations about which gender is worse, which gender cheats more, which gender is unfaithful, which gender is wicked, which gender is, I tell people that that's a very, very, very useless conversation to have. Because even the Bible says the heart of man is desperately wicked. Who can understand it? It did not say the heart of a man or the heart of a woman. Human beings are wicked. So it now boils down to an individual's choice to do wickedness or not. It's not about whether you're a man or a woman. It's about whether as a human being you decide to be wicked. It's about whether as a man you decide to be a man beater, or as a woman you decide to have another man's children for your husband. So it boils down to an individual choosing to do the right thing. This is not about whether women cheat more or men cheat more. It's a very stupid conversation.
But you also look at the conversation in this light, because looking at the man and the woman, this man has slept with 400 women.
Yeah.
This man is being praised. The 400 women, their pictures will be out there.
What of the one that even killed herself?
That is what I'm going to.
Because of how people came for her.
This man will outlive this situation.
By far.
He will definitely outlive. But let's look at the consequences. Now, this is something that happens very well in the society. Now, okay, now you want to have a relationship with someone and you get to know that, this woman, she has slept with 5 men. What's her body count? She has 5 body counts. Some guys
obviously, they'll feel like your value has reduced as a woman. But that's why
as a man, even if it is this man to you, whenever I will still see people to rate him in the society.
If he wants to get married later, he can still get married. In fact, I feel like women will even be looking forward to marry him.
Do
because
you understand?
It has to be good for you to get 400 women.
Good? Like, what do you mean good?
The sex has to be good for you to get 400. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
and so I feel like
get.
the average woman that doesn't have sense will still want to end up with this kind of man because yes, do you get? And I also saw some people saying something like, "Oh, this is why married men have to give their wives good sex so that their wives will not be."
So 400 men they F up.
Although it's not all of them that were married.
Sincerely speaking, so before I could really
that's why I say it has
story,
to be jazz.
Before I could really believe the story, it was when it was like official that the man has been arrested and is going to be tried. But let's see some of that to it. Alvaro said the minister is goated. Then Sweet Poison replied them. So she said a girl slept with 101 people.
Yeah.
And people were appalled and disgusted. Yeah. Some were saying they are scared of having girls as children. Now he slept with 400 people and all of a sudden he's goated and being praised.
It's unfortunate because then the kind of society that we live in is where women and men are not held up to the same moral standards, right?
Do you think it will ever be different from this?
I think it can be better, right? Because education is what changes things. Now, the standards are getting closer, if we're to be honest. Like the standards to which men and women are being held, the margin is getting closer and closer as the years go by. Yeah. So I think that with proper education and teaching people, it's possible to get to a point where certain moral standards are close, but it can never be completely on the same level.
So you are like the first person that will be first lady.
Yeah.
That I will be agreeing with that there is gender equality is
impossible. It's impossible. Gender equity is achievable, but gender equality, because our
thank you so much.
The factors are different, right? Like down to the science of it, down to the way a woman's brain is structured and a man's brain is structured.
I'm tired of having that conversation
that
with
our
people.
natures are. Although there's no one way for a man's nature to be and a woman's nature to be, but there are certain things that are almost always constant, and so we cannot expect the same parameters to apply.
To cut you short, there is a very funny video I saw. Yeah. This guy was like, okay, he was in a superstore. Yeah. He has his kid with him, his small, his like 7-year-old daughter with him. And a man came and was like, you're so beautiful. Keep her for me. I'm definitely going to marry her.
Rape. Are you crazy?
You can never get away with that in the society. Meanwhile, if it was a 7-year-old male kid that a woman was like, see my beautiful boy, keep him for me, I would definitely, they will
would
definitely
smile about
overlook.
it. But
So there are things that people will really get away with in the society.
But the truth is this. That's why I said with proper education, like, and I'm not saying education as per schooling. I'm saying people teaching themselves, people choosing to unlearn, relearn, learn.
Yeah.
People that mindsets will change. Because if I'm walking with my son and a woman should see my son and say that, it will tick off an instant red flag. Why? Because growing up, I have had I would call it an opportunity because it has enabled me to really learn what it is. To encounter guys, I've had the opportunity to encounter guys that experienced proper sexual abuse. Right? Guys, girls, all of them. 1 out of 10 at least has experienced it in one form or another. So nobody is safe out here.
Obasanjo internet never sleeps.
Facts.
And to prove that, I'll read this tweet from ELOSWAG. He says, I posted a video mistakenly on my Snapchat by 3 a.m. and deleted it immediately. Guess who has the video? Gist Lover.
Hey, whoa.
Did you see the video?
I didn't see it. I just heard the
Okay.
gist. I didn't even know
I saw
that
the
Gist
video.
Lovers was the one.
But what is someone doing?
Up
What
at
is Gist
3
Lover
a.m.
doing at 3 a.m.? ELOSWAG posted the video, like he said, 3 a.m. and this person recorded the video 32 seconds after. Because he said it himself that he deleted the video immediately. Okay, for people that don't know, he posted his sex tape by mistake on his Snap story. And someone, I don't know if it's Gist Lover, someone recorded it and brought it to the public.
Basically, Gist Lover has it, and if Gist Lover has your matter, you're gone. No.
Gist Lover.
You're actually gone.
Maxi blog.
They have
Insta blog.
Insta blog is still better.
That's one of the reasons why I'm not a fan of
blogs. I don't follow them. I don't follow them. The thing is, Instablog is still better. Instablog mostly keeps up with trends. But Gist Lover, they keep up with trends. But if they carry your matter on their head, they will investigate you to the point that they cannot investigate you again. Like, that's one of the worst gossip blogs. Like, you know, it's one thing for a gossip blog to find maybe a sex tape and then I say, oh, sex tape release, blah, 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 blah. They'll find out the name of the girl. They'll find out her address if possible.
Details.
You don't jam wrong blog. Jesus. Jesus.
All right, so I don't know why ELOSWAG too. Why?
See.
Now he's saying he wants to sue. Because it doesn't make sense. Bro, it also doesn't make sense that you are posting, even though it was mistakenly, bro.
You recorded
They didn't come to your phone to post it.
You recorded it
And posted it to a public story.
Thank you. I know some of you now, you're wondering, I have my sex tape, I have my news, or I sent my news to this person. How should I make sure that it is never leaked? Let me tell you the secrets. The secret to making sure that your sex tape or news never get leaked is that you should not even press that camera in the first place. Don't take that picture off. Don't record the video. I
don't know what you guys are enjoying from. I mean, do you have enough? No wonder they said Nigeria is one of the countries that has visited porn sites the most.
Because
I mean,
this sexual decadence, the moral decadence in this.
But well, thanks to Gist Lover, I must say that is one of the reasons why Obasanjo
Internet never
is always active.
Why will you be awake by
always
3 a.m.?
Active. 3 a.m.
On top somebody's matters.
3 a.m. So that's going to be it for today on what is happening on Twitter.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I remain my humble self, Spike.
And I'm Naomi. Make sure you stay connected to us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Facebook. Corporate Body. Follow us on LinkedIn. We're there too. We're everywhere. We want to make sure that you get all the quality content and conversation that you deserve. So, yeah, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Bye, guys.